A beggar is sitting in front of a gate, while a man between the wall plants comes out and gives him money, and hides again. The woman goes towards the gate and rings the intercom. The beggar puts the money on the ground next to the woman. He touches her, the woman is startled, and angrily says that it's not for the beggar to touch her. The homeless man asks if the money on the floor is hers. She says yes, and says that the money just couldn't be his, tells him to shut up and says she doesn't want to talk to poor people today. The man who was hiding comes out from among the trees, shaking his head negatively, and scratches the girl's picture on a tablet. He then hands the boy a gold bracelet. Another woman approaches the gate. The homeless man throws the bracelet near the girl. As he touches it, the girl is uncomfortable with him touching her. He asks if the bracelet is hers. The woman says yes, says that the bracelet is hers and picks it up from the ground. He asks her if she is sure. She says that it is not, and that it is hers, that it fell without her noticing. At this moment she opens her bottle of water and throws it at the boy, and the woman enters the gate. The man who is watching from among the trees comes out with a disappointed face, then scratches the woman's picture. A few moments later, the man hands the beggar a watch. Another woman approaches. The girl greets the boy, rings the intercom, and then he places the watch next to her. The boy calls the girl, asks if the watch is hers. She says no, takes the watch and says that the boy may be confused, that she doesn't wear expensive watches, and says that if the boy doesn't find the owner he can keep it. When he realizes that the boy is wet, he asks what happened. He says it's a long story. He asks if she has money to give him. She says no, she only has the bowl that is in her hand, but says he can keep the food that will not be missing for her. Then the girl says she has to go in, says goodbye and leaves. The man who is watching comes out of the trees, is satisfied, and circulates the photo of the girl. Meanwhile, inside the house, on a table were 3 mysterious boxes. One of the women enters the room and wonders what those 3 boxes meant. The second woman enters the room, and upon seeing the other woman, says ironically that her day was already very good, and that now it was worse to see her. The woman replies sarcastically with a good morning. At this moment the third woman enters, and the 2 who had been insulting each other say that now it was even worse, because the bastard had arrived, despising the girl. The woman asks what the third girl is doing there. One of the women says that the girl only speaks with a crying voice, that is for her to speak properly. One of the women tells the girl to shut up, and he said that she had no authority to say anything, that he didn't even know why she was there, calling her filthy. Then a woman arrives in a hurry. She trips and falls with several papers. The 2 girls keep insulting the woman, calling her worthless. One of the girls defends her and tells the others not to treat her like that. The girl goes to help the lady, while the other 2 continue to offend. The lady thanks the girl for helping her. The lady gets up and tells the girls that her father left the 3 boxes, and that each box has a very important item for him, and that each one should open the one she chose. The angry girl tells the lady to speak properly, and says that the woman doesn't even know how to talk. The woman apologizes for arriving late, and says it was because she was late. The nice lady says, no problem, everything is fine. The other woman keeps imitating her and calls her worthless and that she has to talk properly. The lady asks the girls to open their respective boxes. The gentle girl knocks over the bottle of her sister, who calls her a bastard. In the first box there is a miniature of the Eiffel Tower. The lady starts to explain the meaning, but is interrupted by the girl, who says it's to call her miss. The lady apologizes and says that miniature means their father's companies in international countries. The arrogant lady says that she already knows where her father's companies are. At the next box, the lady explains that her father left his dog's things because it was something sentimental to him, and explains her father's affection for the dog. The lady explains that the dog is man's best friend, that everything we feel he feels, and the woman answers with irony that she is feeling it. Her sister calls her stupid and she tells her to shut up. The woman picks up the dog's things in disgust and says that the father is an imbecile. In the third box, the girl picks up a miniature car. The lady explains that the girl's father has several types of cars, and that the cars are special to the man. The lady says that she thinks some of the girls should win some cars. The two sisters start to fight. One takes the tower from the other's hand and says that she has to keep it and not her sister. The two start to fight over the miniature. Meanwhile, the girl who took the box from the car takes the dog's things affectionately, while the sister takes the car, and she says that the sister can keep the car. The lady asks the girls to behave, says she is going out and comes right back. Some time later, the girls continue arguing. The lady returns with a man. The girls are surprised. The kind girl hugs her father, while the other asks if her father wasn't traveling, and then tells her sister to pick up her bottle on the floor. The man says he will explain everything to his daughters. He says that what is happening is not a game but a proof, and the girls are surprised. He says he did this because he wanted to truly know his daughters. The girl asks him why all this is happening. And he says that he is extremely disappointed in them, that he can't describe the feeling of shame he is feeling. One of the girls, the oldest, says that he knows she doesn't like to joke, and asks him to be straight to the point, that she doesn't understand anything, and that she almost beat her sister. He tells his daughter that she is the eldest, that she should really take care of her sister and not do that, because she was younger than her, and asks if his daughter has no shame in her face. He says that they are only confirming what he has already proven in his test. The daughter tells her father that because she is the eldest, she hangs around more with her father and understands things better, and that she understands what he left in the boxes, which is what he will leave to each of them, but that because she is the eldest she has to keep the cars, businesses and real estate, because she knows how to lead everything, not her useless sisters. One of her imams says that she demands respect, and the older sister keeps insulting her sisters, pulling the other one's hair. They keep arguing among themselves. She sarcastically asks if her sister is all right. The father yells that that's enough, and asks for respect, and tells his daughter that she is older, but she has no experience in life, and asks if his daughter likes cords. He says that he sees that she is wearing one, and asks if she has a different one that she found by chance. She says no, that she bought it, that she has been getting it for a while. The father asks the other daughter if she has any money, which she suddenly found on the street. The girl says that today is her lucky day, that she found money on the street, that since she found it, nothing more fair than for her to take it for herself. He asks the third daughter if she found a watch. She says yes, but that she left it with a boy on the street, because it wasn't hers, and that he could sell it if he didn't find the owner. The father clarifies that the watch is with him, and asks if she recognized the watch, and that everything was a test with them, that they didn't pass the test, because both were dishonest, and that the last, and only one who was honest was the younger sister. The older daughter, very angry, starts to question her father, and says that this is a joke, that she doesn't have time for her father's stupid jokes. The other daughter claims that the money was on the floor, and that there was no one nearby, so it had no owner. The father says that in fact there was someone, and that he was watching each one, and that everything that they found belongs to him, the money, the chain and the watch, and that the only one who acted as she educated them was the youngest daughter. He says that is why the youngest daughter will be the manager of his main company, and they are all surprised and very angry. The youngest daughter hugs her father, showing her gratitude, while her sister calls her a bastard, that she is incapable. She says that the only thing she does is to feel sorry for everything and everyone, and that her sister had better take care of the dog, because that's what she would know, while she wants to go out on a trip. The father asks the secretary for the documents, and asks her if all the documents are correct. She answers yes, and he calls her competent. He tells his daughters that to start, he wants to inform them that he has blocked all credit cards, everything, and the daughters complain to him. He replies that if his daughter wants to travel, she can travel all she wants, but it will have to be at her own expense, and says that they won't be left with nothing, and that the daughters can keep what they took, one with money, and the other with jewelry. And smiling, the father explains that everything was fake, the money, jewelry and watch that he used in the test to test them. The daughters are upset. One says that they have to be joking and the other says that this is disrespectful to them. The older daughter says that they have never worked in their lives. The younger sister corrects her, and she tells her to shut up. The other daughter is sorry that the money is fake. The older daughter tells her father to think it over, that they are his daughters, that he can't do this. The father says that he can do that to them, yes, and that he has already made his decisions. He says that he has already given them the best, which is education, something that no one can take away from them, and that they all have academic degrees, and that he doesn't understand how his oldest daughter can speak with so many mistakes. The father says that they are going to start working, that not even a clock works for free, that they will need to understand the power of service, that they will need to run after what they earn. He says that this will be good for his daughters, and that this is a proof of love. The daughter says that this is not love, and that she would rather her father hated her, while the other sister gets very angry. The younger sister says that if they want jobs, she will hire them both to work, but sisters leave and tell her to shut up and insult her. When they leave, he hugs his youngest daughter and says that he is proud.